Hey, everybody. Welcome to Everything Philly podcast, your platform for informative and entertainment, hard hitting topics. I am Sharice.
Little Rob in the house. Billy, what's up?
Welcome.
Well, Sharice, what's going on today?
A lot of stuff is going on today, a lot of trending. Hot topic right now is a story that I just read about Jonathan Majors. They found him guilty of assault.
Jonathan Majors.
Yes, he's the actor from Creed and Marvel movie. Marvel just dropped him too.
His character in Creed kind of stands behind this allegation. Well, I can't even say it's allegations now because he's found guilty.
Yeah.
Kind of stands behind that. It's like you could almost picture him being an abuser or whatever. He just seemed rough around the edges. And that's the first time I ever seen him was on Creed. I don't know if that was his opening act or did he do movies before then, but he stood out to me in that movie for some reason. He just like I said, rough around the edges.
He definitely stood out. He definitely gave me the same vibes. Like that's not just a character that he played. I could see him doing that for real. So I'm not surprised either.
I can just see that walk he gave. He-
It's the face for me. Facial expression.
it's kind of crazy because we was just speaking on this with the Puffy situation, and it's like we need to have a class. We really need to have a class for all of us that come from nothing and runs into money. We need to have some kind of Tyler Perry need to put together a studio, like a counseling studio, a session that teaches you how to prepare your life for the upcoming events that's going to go on. It's like I guess because everything comes in a rush after you get that first check or you get that first spot on TV that we think we untouchable. I don't know what it is. It's just seem like no, I know what it is. I'm not even gonna say I don't know what it is. It's like they want to make it seem like we supposed to be perfect or we can't have flaws, but different cultures go through the same thing that we go through, but they don't get the attention. They don't get the highlights, the front page, the news shot of their mistakes or mishaps. They go through everything that we go through, probably 10 times more, but you don't see them broadcast around the world the way it is when one of us go through something. It's like you don't supposed to have that, so we're gonna take it from you anyway. You gave y'all your chance and you just ran with it and ran into a brick wall, and now you don't get a second chance. It's over with. So I don't know. Somebody need to have. It got to be some kind of.
But it's supposed So one, I do agree with the fact that anytime a person of color makes it, that the first negative thing that happens to them, it becomes headlines. And I'm definitely believing that more so than our other ethnicities. I think that we definitely that there definitely should be some type of a class, or and it might be something that goes back to like your management or
Your
your
agent.
PNR team, where you're giving ways to cope with this life changing lifestyle, going from nothing or bare minimum or just average to the status that you get to when you make it to Hollywood is life changing, and it's a whole different world. I definitely agree that there needs to be some preparation for how to handle things and how to maneuver through your new life.
Especially when you're young. Like I see, it's kind of very crazy. It's weird because the older celebrities they go through the um the downfall of not being in the spotlight no more. They get hooked on drugs or suicide or whatever it is. I don't know what it. Maybe just going broke. I don't know what it is. But they go through that. But the younger ones get into the physical abuse or something stupid. But it is always something that it can be controlled if they had the right people in their corner. It's like, I mean, you always hear about celebrities and everything to them is the party life. You got to be in the scene to be that person. Like if you're not at the club when everybody else is there, then you're really not in the scene. But that's just that mindset. I'm thinking because one person that I admire the most since he came out is Pharrell.
Hmm.
Like you hear nothing but
Virginia in
positive
the
stuff
house.
about Pharrell, but you never hear nothing negative. Nothing. I never heard anything negative about Pharrell. And there was a young cat, came out, did his thing, and still doing this thing, and got a beautiful life going on. He made great decisions. I guess it's like maybe his upbringing. I don't know what it is, or his team, but we need to start paying attention to what's going on. You need to start paying attention to, who's in your corner, who's not in your corner, who allows you to do what's right and what's wrong, who's just there so they could get a percentage out of that check and put you in every bad situation that there could be just because they know it's more publicity for them. Something needs to happen where so we stop running into that brick wall.
I definitely believe it is a mindset. And I 100% believe that it's the people that you surround yourself with. Once you get into a certain status, you definitely need to change your circle. Change your the people that are around you. You have to be with like-minded people. You need to be around people who have been where you're going to help guide you, give you some support, a structure, some tools. I think if we had more of that guidance, someone who's been there, done that, somebody who actually has your best interest. It's not about money for them, but just wanting you to continue to be successful, because success, as easy as it comes, it can be taken away. And I think a lot of times that when we're not successful or we lose that success, it's because we're not around the right frame, like the right people to keep us on the right path.
I mean, I can see that. I understand that, but then I guess it's really so hard because once you made it and you want to make a better life for yourself and for your family, those who you grew up around, they come at you, oh, just because you got a couple dollars, you changed, you don't know us no more. So that's a bunch of peer pressure that you got to. I guess it is a lot. If you think looking at it from the outside in and actually put yourself in their shoes, it is a lot because you got to look at life change just
Mhm.
like that. And then the people that you used to hang around with, because it's all the people that you can afford to be around with, is the ones that's on your back because you know they're not good for you, but you still try to act like you're still from the hood. You haven't lost your colors, so you're still trying to do things to prove that, yeah, I am still Rob from around the neighborhood, but I just got to do this with these people, and then but why we can't go or why you can't do this? I don't know. It's
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 it's the
it's,
mindset,
it's a
and
whole
then
mindset.
it's definitely the mindset. And it's also, you got to think about you. That's where you have to be a little bit selfish. Like, you know that maybe these people aren't good for you. You know that you're living a different life now. Like, this is your new life. This is your livelihood now.
This is
You
what
have
you
to
work for.
This is what you work for. This is what you wanted. So now, and understanding where you are, you also have to understand that part of some of the changes in life may be not being around those people that you used to be around. And I feel like if those people are on your top about the things that you can't do for them, or if they feel like you're changing, then they weren't really true to you anyway. They weren't your real friends anyway. Because people who are true to you and are happy for you and are genuine about you, then it wouldn't be, oh, you've changed, or, oh, you supposed to do this, but you're not doing that. It would be different. They would be encouraging. They would be supportive. They will understand whether I, talked to you today or did anything for you today or tomorrow or ever. That shouldn't Our friendship shouldn't be dependent upon that. And I feel like I have a girlfriend that we've been friends for almost 30 years. Never had an argument, never had a disagreement. And we can not talk for months, but we pick up the phone and we can talk just like we talked yesterday. And one thing that I always prided myself about our friendship was that it was never any judgment. There was a time that I don't want to put a business out there, but there was a time that she came across um, a great situation, and she never changed, and I never asked for anything, and she had people like on her top, but I never asked anything. I didn't want anything from her, and she never changed. She was always the same. So all that to say is when you genuine people, it doesn't matter whether you're on top of the world or whether you're at the bottom. If they're really your friends and they're genuinely about you and for you, then you'd never get that negative pushback or if one of you have made it.
Yeah, but I mean, so what about the family and your best of friends, the ones that was there for you before you made it, to help you get through the struggle? I
Those are
mean,
the friends and family that'll still be there, and it's gonna be the same because it's genuine. It's not gonna change. The way that they were there for you when you had nothing, if it's sincere and if it's genuine, they're still gonna be there for you. And if you're not always there for them, they're gonna understand that things are different now. They're not the way that they used to be when we were back in the day. So it's not gonna be any judgment. It's not gonna be any ill feelings. And even going back to that same friend, there was a time where I was living on top of the world. I was doing all kinds of things that she couldn't do, but it still wasn't any judgment. It still wasn't any indifference in our friendship, whether I was traveling across the country and she wasn't able to go or whatever the case may be. It just was always genuine because we were true friends. So it didn't matter what status we were.
mm, maybe all these agents or these companies should make part of the contract should be you have a psych or a coach or a life skills coach that comes along with that contract. Like,
For sure. I always said that one of my jobs in my head, one of my dream jobs would be to be a public speaker for the athletes to help them with public speaking skills and teaching them life skills, like supporting them with life skills when you've on a whole nother level of living than what you're used to, especially our younger generation, because they cross over to the next level of things and all they want to do is buy jewelry and cars. And then if they don't, sell another record, that's all they have is that jewelry and those few cars or.
I mean, I think that's for our people in general. 'Cause I don't know. We was watching the boxing matches, we watched the football games and the basketball games, and even the parties or the shows, the award shows. And you look through the audience, almost every black male you see there got 3 or 4 diamond chains, 4 or 5 rings,
Mhm.
3 or 4 bracelets. It's like that's who you are. Like you didn't make it unless you could put on all of this bling bling. That's your status right now. It tells you where you at if you're a success or you just getting into it. Why does that have to be our
The
identity?
symbol of status.
Yes.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And it doesn't even look good. You got a million chains around your neck. They look heavy. They look bulky. It's a safety hazard. Physically, is it safe? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the audience can help us out. Drop us a comment and help us understand why does jewelry, diamonds, and rings and cars um, validate who we are when we've made it to a certain level.
I have a better one for you. Maybe someone in the audience can comment on one black owned jewelry store.
Ooh.
That's I would like to see that because here it is, we get these contracts for $1 million, $10 million, and we go spend $2 million in a store that's owned by someone else. Like, do the owners of football teams invest in jewelry stores? Do the owners of basketball teams invest in jewelry stores because you're going to get 90% of your money back after you sign a contract to one of your players? Just have a jewelry store.
That's a good question. That's a good one. Drop us a comment, guys. We'd love to hear from you. Name one black-owned jewelry store.
I don't care what state you in. One black-owned jewelry store that gets the business of our celebrities.
Mm. And if there isn't one, I don't know. You wanna
Then
open a jewelry store?
don't have that kind of money. Someone need to open it. They maybe a couple of our athletes or our entertainers need to come together and buy one. But then the sad part about that is we don't support them.
Yeah, we
We will
definitely have
still go to all the high end jewelry stores that they go to.
are owned by the other ones,
Yeah,
the
that's the
Arabs, the
sad part.
Italians. Yeah, we definitely don't support. We got to do better, y'all. We have to start bringing each other up instead of being those crabs in the barrel that's constantly pulling each other down.
And
Um,
that's physically, mentally, everything, financially, however it may be. When you see someone going down that wrong path, making the mistakes, let them know. Look, stop that before you crash to that brick wall. And you got so many examples you could show that. Well, remember so and so, he was on top of the world and he got too big and they just brought him right back down. Now you know he's out there living in the projects. Like you see that person heading that way, why not tap them on the shoulder and be like, yo, wake up? Or sometimes just smack 'em upside the head. Whatever you gotta do to get their attention. Let's help each other. Let's
they said there's strength in numbers, and we are like one of the most populated races. So we could really, we have so much power as people of color. If only we could just come together and exercise that power together, we could move mountains.
yeah, villages. We can move whatever. But the thing is, people like to be in the number one spot. So when you got a chance to bring a brother down, you want to bring him down so you could be in that number one spot instead of sharing that number one spot with multiple people. So all the focus don't be on you. You want to stand up there alone and say, "I got here first. I did this." That's bad. Let's get it
Selfish.
together, people.
Yes.
Happy holidays. Peace
Yes.
out. Merry
Thank you
Christmas.
so much for spending this time with us.